Welcome to the NJ BEAD application intake form walkthrough. This video is current as of June 2nd, 2025. In this video, we will guide you through the specific inputs required from all applicants as part of submitting this form accurately and completely. This form is designed to be an interactive questionnaire to help applicants fill in responses that adhere to the requirements from the NJ BEAD Initial Proposal Volume 2. OBC will refer to the applicants' responses in this form as part of their application's evaluation process. Please make sure to fill this form entirely and submit it via the BPU e-filing portal indicated by the OBC, along with all other application materials. Please see the NJBEAD website for additional guidance, including a walkthrough of how to submit your files to the BPU e-filing portal. Tab 1, Instructions. The first sheet, Instructions, provides general guidelines on different cells, columns, and sheets. As you can see here, the form contains 12 blue sheets as questionnaires and one black sheet, which is for reference purposes only. There are 5 different colored cells you will encounter throughout the document, with yellow cells indicating areas to fill in, blue cells indicating areas already filled in, gray cells indicating areas not for editing, green cells indicating relevant sections or valid responses, and red cells indicating missing or invalid responses. This form is protected, meaning that applicants should only make updates to the cells that require their input and not delete or change the order and names of sheets. Tab 2, Application Information. The second sheet, Application Information, is for applicants to provide required information regarding the applicant profile, project information, official contact information, and project contact information. Note that an applicant's response for question 16 on whether the proposed project is a fiber or non-fiber project will determine the fields an applicant would have to answer for affordability in Section 6, Pricing and Affordability, and resiliency in Section 9, Resiliency. Column C details the questions applicants are required to answer, and column D is the dedicated area to fill in their responses. Some questions have dedicated answer formats or word limits, so please refer to column C for format instructions. For example, responses for questions 8 through 12 and 16 need to be selected from a drop-down. And the response for question 15 is up to 1,000 characters. Tab 3, Project Area. This sheet is for applicants to indicate their proposed project area and designate separable tabs. In Table 3.1, applicants should input the CBG IDs that are included in their project area in the yellow cells in column B, and then indicate which CBGs are designated as separable tabs in column C. To simplify input, applicants are encouraged to make a list of CBGs they are interested in and then paste this list into the yellow cells in column B. When doing this, please ensure to paste the GeoIDs as values only, which can be done by right-clicking, selecting Paste Special, and then clicking on Values. After you have filled in the GeoIDs, the table will fill all necessary details in column D through G. Once applicants have entered their proposed project area in column B, they can specify whether each CBG is separable by selecting yes or no in column C. To streamline the process, applicants can start by selecting yes in one cell, copying it, and then pasting it into the other cells where yes applies. Any cells left blank in column C will be automatically treated as no. You will also see 3 smaller tables on the right-hand side. Table 3.2, Summary Table, provides a summary of the number of CBGs selected, total number of NJBEAD eligible BSLs, total number of NJBEAD eligible BSLs in high-risk counties, and the total reference price categorized by separable and non-separable BABs. These are formula-based and meant for the applicant's reference only. The reference price will be the benchmark against which an applicant's requested subsidy will be evaluated. Additionally, the percentage of NJBEAD eligible BSLs in high-risk counties may affect the application's score for resiliency. Table 3.3 Replication Entry Check automatically checks whether there are duplicate entries included. Before submitting the applications, Applicants should ensure that there is no duplication in this table. Table 3.4, Census Block Groups with Eligible BSL Search Tool table, is to help applicants quickly search CBG eligible BSLs. Applicants can select a county from the drop-down list, and if needed, can copy-paste the GeoIDs into column B from this list. Please ensure these GeoIDs are pasted as values only as specified earlier. Tab 4, Subsidy Request. This sheet is for applicants to provide financial information about their proposed projects. Applicants should start with filling out Table 4.1. Column C details the questions applicants are required to answer, and column D is a dedicated area to fill in their responses. Column D will be formatted in yellow or gray. Yellow cells indicate that the applicants need to add information. If a cell is gray, applicants do not need to add information. Note that cells are conditionally formatted. Your response to the previous question may change the color of some cells. If you notice any cells turning yellow after you've entered a response, make sure to complete those yellow cells. Yellow cells turn blue once completed. For example, if applicants select yes for question 3, they will see the response field for questions 5 through 8 turn yellow. If applicants have designated separable tabs by completing tab 3 project area in table 4.2, applicants should provide separate BEAD subsidy requests. The census block group GeoID will auto-populate in column C based on the entries in table 3.1, and if the CBG has been designated as separable. In column D, applicants should enter their BEAD subsidy requests for the corresponding CBG. Note that entries should be numerical values only. There are 2 tables on the right-hand side. These tables will be auto-populated and do not require applicants' input. Table 4.3 provides reference price information for the project area and will auto-populate based on the data entered in Table 3.1, Table 4.1, and Table 4.2. This table is formula-based and provided for the applicant's reference. If a red cell turns red in this table, modify the relevant response. Table 4.4 provides reference price values for the associated CBG in column C and will auto-populate based on the data entered in table 4.2. 5. Offering details. This sheet is for applicants to fill in the details for their proposed offering in their respective project area. Each unique offering should have one row filled in and dedicated to it. Applicants do not need to fill all rows. For example, if an applicant is only proposing one type of technology, such as fiber, they need only fill in one row. For column C, applicants must pick from this drop-down list to indicate their project technology of choice. Refer to the FCC technology codes for detailed descriptions. In column D, for each tier of service being offered, applicants must provide details on where each tier is being offered within their project areas. In column E, indicate whether the offering is a low-cost service plan by selecting yes or no. Note that each applicant must offer at least one low-cost service plan that meets the requirements described in section 2.12 of the initial proposal, volume 2. From columns F through J, please fill in the corresponding details. Please note certain cells must be in the number format, such as those in column F. For column K, which asks for data caps per month, in GB per month, if applicants have a data cap, they must enter a numerical value. No alphabetical value will be allowed in this case. If applicants do not have data caps, they must fill the cell in as unlimited. If applicants have data caps, they must provide the details on the cost to users for exceeding the defined data cap in column K. Answers should be formatted as shown in the filled-in example. In column L, applicants must provide justification for their proposed data cap being in the public interest and consistent with industry standards. Tab 6, Pricing and Affordability. This sheet is for applicants to provide information about the pricing and affordability of the broadband services proposed by the applicant. Response to question 1 of this sheet will be auto-populated from the applicant's response in Table 2.2, question 16, and will determine the following fields an applicant would have to answer. All applicants would need to answer question 2. Then, fiber applicants will need to answer question 3, and non-fiber applicants would need to answer questions 4 and 5. 7. Fair labor practices. This sheet collects information related to the federal labor and employment law. New entrants without a record of employment and labor law compliance may earn points by making specific forward-looking commitments to strong labor and employment standards and protections with respect to BEAD-funded projects. Applicants with a record of labor law compliance should complete question 2. All applicants, regardless of their compliance record, have the option to complete question 3. Follows a similar structure as the previous tab. Applicants should input their responses into column D. Tab 8, Deployment. The next sheet, Deployment, is for applicants to provide information about the deployment plans for the proposed broadband project. It follows a similar structure as the previous tab. Applicants should input their responses in column D. Tab 9, Resiliency. This sheet is for applicants to provide information about the resiliency measures that applicants plan to implement in their broadband deployment projects. Similar to tab 6, Pricing and Affordability, response to question 1 of this sheet will be auto-populated from the applicant's response in Table 2.2, question 16, and will determine the fields an applicant would have to answer. Response for question 2 will be calculated based on NJ-BEAD eligible BSLs in the applicant's proposed project area, so no input is required from applicants. Fiber applicants need to answer question 3, and non-fiber applicants need to answer question 4. Tab 10, Support and Engagement. This sheet is for applicants to provide information about their plans for community advisory groups, outreach activities, and/or engagement with local governments if applicable. This follows a similar structure as the previous tab. Applicants should input their narrative responses into column D. If you have attachments, you will be uploading them separately. Tab 11, BSLs. This sheet is a template for the shapefiles that applicants will submit. Ensure that the shapefiles include the specific columns with the correct field names. Tab 12, CAIs. Similarly, this sheet is a template for the shapefiles that applicants will submit. Ensure that the shapefiles include the specific columns with the correct field names. In summary, neither tabs 11 nor 12 should be edited in the Excel sheet, but they should be used as templates for the shapefiles. PAB reference prices. This last sheet, the PAB reference prices, is the same as what OBC has already published online. In this Excel, the tab is used to auto-populate other cells. After filling out all questionnaire sheets, applicants should save this form, rename it to applicant name _ project name _ NJBead _ application .xlsx and submit via the BPU e-filing portal. Keep in mind that this form is one of the required application materials, and other materials are also needed to submit as part of a complete application. For the complete list of required materials, see the NJBead website. If you have further questions, email us at broadband@bpu.nj.gov. Make sure to include BEAD in the subject line of your email. Thank you.